And we begin in Mthatha, where President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to visit disaster zones as search teams continue to comb through debris with the hope of retrieving even more bodies. My colleague Xoli Mngambi has been talking to senior government officials ahead of the president's arrival, and he joins us now. Xoli, good morning. It's just, again, heartbreaking scenes we're seeing across Mthatha, especially families in deep mourning this morning. You've been talking to members of the executive. Just sum up for us what they're saying in terms of support and disaster relief efforts.
Well, Iman, indeed, the Premier of the province, Oscar Mabuyane, is here. The Minister of Health, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, also arriving a few moments ago. I had those conversations with them about just the way things are going to be handled, particularly for the affected families. And so they are saying that interventions are here. They are going to stay with the people. But it's important, Iman, to emphasize that we can't make this about the senior government officials. These people, they talk to us all the time because they are there. They are the officials, indeed, that are tasked with helping communities, particularly in a time of need. But Iman, I want to bring into the conversation now Ongezwa Ntlabathi. This is a hugely affected individual by these floods, and you're going to hear her story in a moment. And Sis Ongezwa, molweni ma. Khawusichazela uba kwenzeke ntoni kwi-family yakho, ubuphi ngexesha kwenzeka yonke lento.
Okay, buti, igama lami ndingu-Ongezwa. Abantwana bami bebehlala nomama apha eDikholini, apha ngasemfuleni. Then mina bendisePolokwane. Then umama wami ehlala naye nosista wami. Qha ke ngoku usista wami ebenyukilene olala phezulu kwenye indlu. Umama wami wabehleli phaa ehleli nabantwana phezantsi. Uve ngefowuni ke usista wami ngo-5 ekuseni esithi umama ungabi sehla uza phezantsi ngoba amanzi sengenile endlini sekonakele. Usista wami afowunele mna andikho, andihlali apha, ndihlala ePolokwane ngokomsebenzi, ndisebenze OK Furniture. Then uncall back ke immediately uncall back ndiyamfowunela ndimfowunele ndimbuze athi konakele ezantsi umama usengxakini. Xa ndifowunela umama ayibambe ifowuni athi mntanam amanzi angena endlini akho nto sinoba sayenza ngoku. Ayixuthe ke ifowuni lo mdala athi sicela ufowunele uncedo mama baze bazosinceda abantu. A few moments ago ndiphinda ndifowuna ndisamfumana ifowuni sendifumana usista wami besithi amanzi agqume indlu ayisabonakala indlu abasakwazi nonceda. Ndiye ke ndakhwela ke ndafika izolo. Ndithe xa ndifika ke izolo ndaya kwa-forensic. Xa ndifika kwa-forensic ndababona abantwana bami ababini, lo umncinci nalo uphakathi. Ndambona ke nomama banazo neempahla abanxibanga, bendihamba phezu kwabo phaa ndibajonga. Bane-operation ezilapha esiswini. Ngoku endingekamboni ngulo mdala wasipersonal ndikamboni. Nangoku ndizawuba sendleleni ndiye forensic ndiyojonga ngoba kuthiwa izidumbu ezinye zikhona eziboniweyo phaya. Akho nendlu ayibonakala ayisekho. Uforum wonke awusabonakala.
Uxolo mama. Eyi, ibuhlungu lento kwenzekele. Ngoku lo omdala nguye lo abasambheka akafumaneki.
Ewe lo mdala yena akakafumaneki. Ngoku ndizawuya phaa eforensic ke ndiyomjonga uba akakhona kwezi zifunyanwe izolo ngoba kuthiwa bakhona abafunyanwe izolo.
Kulungile mama. Eyi, sithandaza nawe and sizawubeka ezincingeni zethu. Siyaxolisa kakhulu ngento ekwehlele. Iman, just to translate a little bit, Ongezwa, she works in Polokwane, and this is where she's stationed. She got a call that there is trouble at home. Water had entered into the home. At home, her mother was looking after her 3 children. And at that time, she then calls the mother. The mother says, you have got to call for help. While she's talking on the phone, the older child gets on the phone and says, please call for help. Before then, none of the people that she was talking to could be gotten a hold of. And then she decided to take transport to come back home. And when she gets home, she is told to start at the mortuary. And at the mortuary, this is when she's breaking down now, because she says she got there, she saw her second and third born child or children deceased, including the mother. And she says they are not dressed, completely naked. I guess that's a state of the bodies there. And that is what is affecting her so much. And also the older child is the one that has not been, that remains unaccounted for. And that is the tragedy here, Iman, the impact of this tragedy on the ordinary people of Mthatha.
Xoli, it was just really heartbreaking to hear her share that moment of being called and asked for help and feeling so helpless, and then arriving there to realize that her family, a significant portion, is gone. Her child is still missing today. When families like these, Xoli, talk about going to the forensics, talk to us about what that setup looks like. Oh, it's just heartbreaking to just witness her emotions there, Xoli. But talk to us about what that plan looks like for families who still don't know where their loved ones are, haven't been able to find them. We were sharing that story with Sipa the other day of people just being swept away, a kilometre or more away from where they were, and bodies being found in people's backyards and so on. So it really is just graphically horrific. Where do they go if they want to find their loved ones?
Iman, that is what we are going to have to press the government officials on, because yes, they are here and they're saying they are on hand, but it does appear that yes, there may be help here and there, but a central point that people have got to be driven in order for them to know where to get information. For example, just moments ago, I was talking to the Minister of Health, who says some of the bodies have now been moved to Itutywa, and because the Eastern Cape is a vast area, how will families get there? Will they be helped be transported to go and do those identification processes? So it is a crucial question that you ask, and we're going to have to press authorities on that kind of information. But what you are hearing, Iman, particularly with the missing child, is that yesterday when we were talking to the Gift of the Givers, they were saying to us that they are now going to start the process of actually breaking down doors of these houses that have not been looked into, because for the time being, the process was about trying to lift people out of the river streams, at least the ones that are there and they can be visible to the search and rescue personnel. But the ones that, or the bigger story, is the one where people were completely caught by surprise. This happened in the dead of night on Monday evening, and so people were asleep, many of them. And so by the time they possibly realized that there was trouble, they couldn't get out. If they did get out, they would be swept away. So that is the big step that the teams that are still out there are looking at right now, to break down the doors of the various homes and literally look for people that may be inside there. And I suspect that is what is likely to happen with the remaining child of Ongezwa, who has not been found yet.